Hello, FBB, and all the poets and blossoms out there, and to all our viewers worldwide. Welcome to our blossoming show, the MEBS, the Mother Eagle Blossom Show. I am so thrilled to introduce our beautiful guest, the eminent poetess. Let me welcome Ms. Smaragdi Mitropoulou, the lovely lady from Greece. Hello, Miss Smaragdi. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
That's
I'm
great.
sending my greetings and my warm hello from Greece to Philippines.
Yeah, thank you. You're so welcome. Now I'm going to start introducing you by reading your bio.
Lovely.
Yeah. Smaragdi Mitropoulou was born in Athens. She has studied history and archaeology in Greece and UK. She serves in secondary education as she has attended seminars on creative writing, theater writing, and directing. She has received awards in Greece and abroad for her poetry and prose. Also, she is program coordinator of Writers Capital International Foundation and Greek representative in Progressive Literary and Cultural Society. Up to now, she has written 5 books which have been published and launched in Greece. One of them, One Moment, Just an Eternity, has been translated in English and was published in 2020 by On Time Books in Great Britain. It has become bestseller in 8 countries. Wow. Her poetry has been translated into English, Chinese, Taiwanese, Bengali, and Spanish language. Very impressive,
Thank you.
beautiful bio. So
Thank
let's
you.
start, Miss Maragdi. I want to ask, how do you define poetry?
There are many definitions of poetry. For me, poetry is a way of life. It's an inspiration. It's a way to create beauty and also a big service to humanity. We don't write only about ourselves, but we want to communicate our ideas to other people and with the help of translation to other nations as well. As I have said many times, poetry unites people.
Wow, that's true. That's true. It unites people like us. We are
Yeah.
uniting, right, in many countries. So, when did you start writing?
Well, I'd like to talk about my writing in general, not only about poetry.
Yes.
Actually, I started writing from an early age, from a young age, early teenage years. I used to write short theater plays, short stories, poems, fairy tales. I still keep these notebooks of my first youth, and often I read them with nostalgia. There was a gap in my life as far as writing because I concentrated to my studies in Greece and UK. Then I had many work commitments, but suddenly in my mid-30s, after attending a creative writing course in the UK from Writers Bureau in Manchester, actually, I started writing again. I started with theater plays and short stories, and then I emerged again into poetry. Actually, I started writing poetry again as soon as I went to a beautiful island in Greece called Andros Island, where I lived and worked for 5 years. This island is an inspiration itself. So it gave me the push I needed to start writing poetry again. And that's how it all started and went on.
Okay. So, uh, that place inspired you. What else? What inspired you more to write poetry?
Yeah, well, there are many sources of inspiration, actually. A photograph. I'd
Yes.
like to tell you that I like also taking photos, landscapes, old houses, sports. And you know, photographs can work as sources of inspiration. Many of my stories and poems were inspired by photos and landscapes. Also, a piece of music can work as inspiration, a landscape, and also the sea. Since I have worked for many years in the islands, the sea is my main source of inspiration. Many of
Yes.
my stories, many of my stories are in places close to the sea, and also a sea is a symbol in my poetry. And also old ports, you know, old ports and old ships, you know, bring nostalgia to me, and they are symbols that can function as poetry too, as an inspiration.
You love nature. You love
Yeah.
nature. And then,
Very much.
how many poems have you written already?
There are so many, my dear. I have almost lost count.
Really?
Some of them have been published. Some others are still waiting their turn.
But are you writing that poems or those poems in Greece or in English?
Most of them are written in Greek, and then translate them in English
I
myself.
see. That's nice. That's nice. So,
Yeah,
do you have a sample of your poem that you're written in Greek and then you transferred to English? Because I want how a beautiful poetess
yes,
sounded when you recite
lovely.
your poem in Greece.
Yes,
Can you
actually,
read that
yes.
for us?
I will read my favorite poem, which is called
Yeah,
Erotic.
please.
First in Greek and then in English.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Είναι τσιγκάνα η καρδιά η δική μου, ελεύθερο πουλί, πετά στον άνεμο, γοργόνα και βουτά της θάλασσας στο κύμα. Μ' αυτή τη νύχτα δικιά σου μόνο θα είμαι. Απόψε που ματώνει το φεγγάρι και ο έρωτας σε χρώμα κόκκινο χορεύει φλαμένκο. My heart is a gypsy, a free bird flying in the wind, a mermaid diving into the sea waves. But tonight, only yours I shall be. Tonight, the moon bleeds and love in red dances flamenco.
Wow, that's the very first time that I heard a poem recited in Greece language, Greek language, I mean.
Yeah,
Very beautiful,
thank
very
you.
beautiful. Sounds unique. So now, when you started joining international group, what was your first encounter in poetry communities or groups like meeting people outside your country? What was your impression?
Yes, as far as poetry communities, as far as poetry itself, my first encounter was the International Literary Panorama 2020, held by Writers Capital Foundation, where I also received the award for my poem Barsat. And since then, my poetry has traveled around the world, translated in many languages, in Chinese, in Taiwanese, Bengali, Spanish language, and of course, English by me. Apart from the great international panorama, I also had the chance to get involved with many poetic groups and communities,
Yeah.
like Progressive Literary Cultural Society, Filipino Poets in Blossoms, and many, many more. It's a great experience and a beautiful chance to meet people all over the world with the same ideas, the same beliefs, and the same interests. As I said before, and I will say again, poetry unites people. So it's
That's
really
true.
beautiful experience. Very beautiful experience.
Very beautiful experience. So since you are a member of
Actually,
the, yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Actually, would love to make a trip to India, actually, and Philippines and India. You know, I'm very impressed by these civilizations, and of course to Egypt also.
Wow. I love to. I love to. When will that be? when you're planning to, when are you planning to travel here?
I hope pretty soon,
Oh,
as
wow.
soon
I
as
love that.
with,
I love that.
God, with God's help,
Yeah,
and
that's good.
let's
And
hope that
of
we get
course,
rid of coronavirus too. Yeah,
after this pandemic, so that we will
yeah,
travel safe.
certainly. I hope this
Sir,
pandemic will end soon,
that's
and
true.
I pray also.
That's true. Well, since you are a member of the Filipino Poets and Blossoms, how would you describe the Filipino poets?
Filipino poets is not just a group of poetry; it's a group of friends and a family.
I love
We
that.
all, I feel beautiful there. I take positive vibes, good feedback for my work, and also made many good friends.
That's true.
I enjoy Filipino poets in blossoms because we always blossom.
Yeah. I love that answer. And you will, you will feel comfortable with the Filipino poets because we
Yeah.
are hospitable and friendly. So I'm
Mhm.
thankful that you enjoy. So meaning we are hospitable really. So
Yes.
now I'm going to ask you this question, giving you the chance to ask me if you have question in mind, what would that be?
Of course I will. Of course I will ask you. So, what position has poetry in your life? What does poetry mean to you, my dear friend?
Yeah, because this is a kind of, this platform I used to let my guests to ask me a question also, because it's a kind of conversation, right? So yes,
Yes.
again, come again, please.
So what poetry means to you? What position has poetry in your life?
Okay. I realized that poetry is my stress reliever.
Mhm.
It is a song cascading from my soul, and I cannot imagine myself without this passion. I feel that I am a poem myself, a verse of my
Good.
being. And I think with my speaking heart and my lovely smile, I know I can easily connect people and I can move mountains. So for me, there's nothing impossible. But I don't stop on there. In my stage now, I am not only writing a poem, but all the activities related to poetry. I mean, I'm leveling up myself. Like what we're doing right now, I am busy organizing the MEBS, this show. I allow myself to be invited in poetry recitation in several groups, and I am also inviting them to our community, to the Filipino Poets and Blossoms. And like last month, I was so busy with local interviews because I interviewed our administrators and moderators in the Filipino Poets and Blossoms. And we had our FBB festival also. So that's it.
Lovely.
That, yeah. Thank you for that question.
Mhm. And
So,
actually, how did you choose the name Blossoms Journal for your magazine? How did you choose the name Blossoms
yeah.
Journal for your magazine?
Yeah, because I remember you in my first issue you were there already. I remember that. We had your poem. So when I conceptualized publishing a magazine, it was also the time that it was during COVID. It was just last year. It was also the time that I was in the midst busy with gardening, and I enjoyed the flowers. And every day I took photos of its blossoms because the flowers were blossoming that time also. And as I took care of my garden, it became a metaphor of my thought, which actually had blossomed the idea of publishing a magazine. So I decided to name the magazine Blossoms Journal, as my garden that
Lovely.
time and my thoughts were both in blossom, and I feel it was including me. I felt blossoming too, and until this time. That's it.
Lovely. You know, flowers means life and hope. Flowers are a symbol of life, a symbol of hope,
That's true.
blossoming
That's
all
true.
the time,
Blossoming.
even
We
in
have to
difficulty.
blossom.
Mhm.
Means we are, if we blossom, I feel that we are also innovating.
Yes,
Innovating, yeah. So we are vibrant. So that's it.
yes,
Because yeah, it gives colors to our corner. It gives us fresh air. So we need to blossom. It's it keeps us moving. For me, that's the meaning.
exactly.
Because during the time that you blossom, you are in the peak of being beautiful of yourself, and being beautiful of your ideas. So I'm going to ask you the next question. Would that be all? That's two question only.
Yeah, a couple of questions. I didn't want
Okay, thank you.
to,
Thank you. So
to make you feel tired. No, too many questions. Next time I will ask you more, I promise.
because I love that question too. Very, very, very challenging to answer.
Yep.
Anyway, I remember that you have one poem of mine that you translated to your language, Greek
Yes.
language. So, do you still have a copy of that poem with your
Of
translation? Because
course. Yes, I have
it's
it and I
very
will read it in Greek.
lovely to know how would you read that
Yeah,
in, in
yeah,
in
I
your
will read it in
language.
Greek, my dear.
Please, can you share it with us?
Okay, of course, yes, I will read it in Greek. So
Yeah.
everybody, this is actually your
And now,
your
first, you have to read, I
this is
think,
your
my
first time
poem.
I translate in Greek. I'd like to translate more, my dear. You deserve it. Okay,
Um,
okay.
okay.
Καιρό τώρα το χαμόγελό μου, την ταραχή μέσα μου καλύπτει. Μόναχα η ψυχή μου μπορεί να αφουγκραστεί τα μοναχικά μου δάκρυα. Καθώς βαδίζω το μονοπάτι της μεγάλης θλίψης. Όχι, δεν θα σας δείξω τον πόνο μου. Το χαμόγελό μου μοναχά, σαν να μην μελαγχόλησα ποτέ. Ήθελα να χορέψω σε αυτό το γήινο κόσμο με τόση χάρη, να με βλέπατε μόνο. Οι στίχοι της καρδιάς μου καθορίζουν τη σκέψη μου. Το μαγικό συναίσθημα, ένα όνειρο. Σαν ένα κύμα είμαι που σπάει στο ακροθαλάσσι. Όταν τα σιωπηλά μου δάκρυα στερέψουν, τότε και εγώ θα χαθώ. Ό,τι απομείνει θα είναι μοναχά η ανάμνησή μου. It's a
You
very
talk
hard
so
touching poem.
fast.
It's one
I
of the
love
most beautiful
that.
I've translated actually. I enjoyed translating it. And I'm
Very
sure that
beautiful.
Greek readers
But,
will love it.
I think we need, so that our viewers will know what you're reading about. Do you have the copy of the English one, or I'll find it here in my copy, and then I will recite for the viewers.
Yeah, you can recite it because I don't have it now in front of me.
Okay, I'll find it. I
Okay.
hope I can find it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Greek readers will love it. I'm sure about that.
What is the title, please?
Only a memory will be left. Memory, just
Only memories
yeah.
will be left behind.
Something like that. Yes, I think so.
I forget the title, but I'll try if I can find it here. Oh my God, it's not here. Only the best memories. Only.
Yes, this one, I think.
I hope I can find it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
No result. Anyway, I'll find it. I'll find it. Let's proceed to the next question. What is your other passion aside from poetry?
Aside from poetry, I love cinema. I love theater. I love reading books. I love walking by the sea, spending time with friends, you know. And I also have a passion for my job also, as I'm a teacher in secondary education. You know, we teachers always feel young because we are
Yes,
surrounded by young people. We don't feel the time passing by.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, we don't feel the time passing by.
That's true because they're they're being youth is also contagious.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have books you want to promote now?
Well, yes. I will tell you now about my very first encounter with a broad. My very first encounter with a broad, as far as publishing work, I will say a name: On Time Books Publishing Company and Mr. Dimitrios Christodoulou. On Time Books is a publishing company based in London and has aimed to publish in English and distribute worldwide works from Greek writers. Poetry
Wow.
collections, novels, theater plays, children's books, short stories, all kinds. Two of my books have been translated in English and have been published by On Time Books. The first one, you mentioned it already. It's One Moment, Just an Eternity. And the other one was published a month ago, Sounds in the Silence. And it was also On Time Books took part in Frankfurt Book Fair, which is the biggest one in the world. And my book, Sounds in the Silence, was also there. Mr. Christodoulou, the founder and CEO of On Time Books, is an inspiration to all of us Greek writers. He's our rock, and I want to thank him personally for all the chances he has given to me and all Greek writers to present our work abroad. And tell you what, the foreign audience, worldwide audience, is very enthusiastic about Greek works of poetry and prose. And I'm glad to be part of this world, actually.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So is that a publisher in UK, not in Greece?
In UK, he is Greek. He is based in UK, in London.
You don't have publisher there in your country, or there are also local
yes,
publisher.
yes, I have published in my country 5 books. 2 of them, One Moment, Just an
Okay.
Eternity, and Sounds in the Silence, are translated into English, and they're also in the worldwide market.
So
And I
that's
hope that I publish my other books too in On Time Books, and so they travel all over the world.
so that's wonderful, and it goes international also. And how about its promotion? Is it also good?
Yes, excellent.
Excellent.
It's
So
excellent. Not just good, it's excellent. Yes.
that's important thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm here. I found it. I found it. The one that you read now. This is the English version. And the title is Only the Best Memory of Me Will Only Then Be Left.
Yes.
So
Okay. You found it?
yeah,
Lovely.
the one you translated into Greek language.
Yep.
It's
I will
wonderful.
listen.
Okay, I'll read. Okay.
Yep.
Only the best memory of me will only be left. The turmoil within the turmoil within that had been a long time covered by my smiles. The tears of my lonely heart that only my dark shadow knows the reason why. My confused soul cries as I took my steps through the pavement of great sorrow. Yet I will never show you my bitter tears, but only the smiles to pretend that I was not in blue. I wish to dance lovely in this mundane world, but you got to watch me with so much grace to hold. The lyrics of my heart defines my spirit as a mystic, dreaming of savoring the feeling with its wondrous magic. Yet I am just like a passing wave ebbing to the shore. My silent tears would stop to shed, and my heart would speak nothing more. I will be then lost completely by all your sights, and only the best memory of me will all be left and reminisce dry. That's it.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Both
Thank
in Greek and
you.
English.
Thank
Nice,
you
I'm
so
sure.
much.
Yeah. Greek readers will love it, I'm sure about that.
Thank you for translating that
Yeah.
poem into your language. It is my
Thank
great
you so much.
honor. I did
Yeah,
not
thank you for
know
trusting me
why.
too.
How did I give that poem to you, or you just noticed it?
You had given it to me.
I see, I see.
You had
I
given it to
forgot.
me, yes.
Okay. So now, do you have a message for the Filipino poets and blossoms or other poets around the world? What's your
Yeah,
suggestion, message?
yeah. I would say that poetry is a bringer of peace. We do not write for ourselves only, but also for humanity. Poetry unites people, unites cultures, unites whole nations. It unites the whole globe, always and forever.
Lovely, lovely. That's true. That's why I really, having this platform, because this is one of the mediums how to unite people. And not only by sharing poetry, but by deeply getting your getting to know you more by
Yep.
the interviews, because so that everyone can read you, can through my questions they will be able to read not only your lines but between your lines. So it's really my
Exactly.
great, yeah. So it's my great pleasure of having you here in my show, and let's write more poetry that could unite people, that could unite hearts, and promote love, peace, oneness, and unity. Thank you very much, Miss
Yes.
Maraki, for your precious time, and I love talking with you.
Thank you very much. Also, I enjoyed our discussion too. And all the best. The best is yet to come. We don't
Yes, it's
stop.
yet to
We
come.
still
It's yet
create
to
and
come.
create and create.
Yes. So thank you so much, and bye for now.
Yeah.
Remember,
Thank you so much. Salamat. Salamat,
salamat.
Philippines. Salamat. Helen Salita.
You
Salamat.
are so welcome.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, dear. Bye.
Bye, bye, dear. Bye.